people don't want to be seen in my spaces for some reason. There's Corey. All right. Corey, I don't know how much longer we're going. The room's kind of dying, but we're going to see if we can get Sean Witzelman in here and give it a little bit of life again. But
It's Sean Weitzman.
what is it?
Sean Weitzman.
Weitzman. Um, yeah, if it doesn't pick up, then I'll probably end it soon. But we'll see how it goes. Unless you want to bring some of your Corey magic. So Tom, let me tell my uncle real quick. So Big Tom,
Hello.
you see Corey Collington right here?
Yeah.
All right, listen. This is the guy, one of the guys that hunted us down after J6 with this software called OSI and what is it? OSINT.
There's not a software, but it's just open source intelligence. It's just research.
Yeah. So this is one of the guys responsible for a lot of J6ers going to jail. And there's a lot of people in the J6 community that they don't really like that I'm nice to him and his friends and all that, and the people that really put J6ers in jail. That's kind of why we started this space. But I wanted to ask you: is like, would you? Is it odd that I'm nice to this guy to you?
Yeah.
I don't know about nice, but we talk.
So should we just block him and kick him out?
That ain't up to me. That's up to you.
Oh shit! Big Tom just verified everybody's complaints. Damn it, that kind of backfired. But yeah, there's I don't know if you ever heard of the Sedition Hunters. You can look them up on X. Um, the Sedition Hunters, and then you have Corey. He was one of the main guys. What was the other J6 Dream Team? Corey.
Oh, there are a bunch of just Twitter handles, stuff like that mixed in.
Was she ever actually a Sedition Hunter?
I don't recognize J6 Dream Team, but that might just be because the screen name might have been different from the at handle.
No, the Capital Terrorist Exposers. You know who it is.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, CTE, yeah, yeah, they were doing that work.
So was she working with Ryan J. Riley?
Oh, I have no idea about that.
I swear she said it one day in a space.
I mean, so I haven't read his book Sedition Hunters. I think it covers like them working, working them, whatever, collaborating, doing shit. So I think so, but honestly, I'm not sure.
Okay, because somebody told me earlier that like she lied about that. She wasn't working with Riley. But if you go to her page, her banner has like Riley on her banner. I don't know if she was trolling or.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, she doesn't. Well, I don't know. Could have been a troll, but I don't think she would have put it on there if it wasn't for that. Plus, I'm pretty sure there was mention in the book, if I recall, about CTE or that Riley's mentioned them.
Yeah.
So,
What about your boy Patriotic? Where's he at these days?
I don't know. I think he jumped over to Blue Sky. I think he still like listens in on space and stuff like that for shits and giggles. But I don't know what he's working on right now. Probably just work stuff.
Oh, what does he do for work?
I don't know exactly. I think he's in some kind of tech, but that would make sense with the website he had.
Yeah. Yeah, he had like where you can. So Big Tom, his friend Patriotic, um, was one of the Sedition Hunters. He built a website where you can upload a picture or a face shot of somebody, and it'll tell you where they were at the Capitol on January 6th.
Now, did he do this for money or?
That's the question, Tom. Thank you. Tell us, Corey. Did you
I mean,
guys
I don't
get
know.
paid?
I don't know if Patriotic did. I doubt it, because I don't think many people were paid. The only person that's claimed to have been paid was shoot, I can't remember who their name is or what their name was, but oh
So
my
you don't
gosh,
come on. You know if Patriotic got paid. You
no, I don't. I really don't.
there's no way you don't know.
No, I really don't. I don't know of anyone other than one person who's claimed to have gotten paid. I don't know anybody that has.
You never made a dime for each arrest. With like that one.
No, definitely not. Tommy always accuses. He says that Tommy likes to say that I got $500 for every, I think, felony and $250 for a misdemeanor. I'm like, yeah, I wish, dude, but no way.
So you truly did it because you just do not like Donald Trump and MAGA.
No, that's not it at all. I would be doing this like I said before this election. If a bunch of idiots go and storm the Capitol, I'll do the same thing again, and I'll be a hell of a lot better at doing it. Identifying people. I know where the Capitol grounds are now. I know where the cameras are. All that shit. I don't think people should be doing that at all during a transition of power. Like that's the point. Like I'm glad that a bunch of idiots didn't do it because it would have been tiring to have to do it all over again.
Well, what about the whole Hamas thing where they were assaulting the police there? Did you track any of those people down?
And no, because it's like there's always going to be protests and shit like that in DC. Like this was like an attack on the Capitol, right? These were they're different things. Like I didn't go and look down the people who were getting like cleared off of BLM Plaza or whatever back in Trump's presidency. I didn't do it during like it's. I'm only going to have the bandwidth and the knowledge right now, at least, to do stuff that's related to the Capitol. I don't really want to jump in all over the country for all this other stuff. Like,
But you do know that once Trump won, the fact that a lot of people like patriotic and sedition, I don't know if it's sedition hunters, a lot of the people that were gloating and cheering for us going to jail, it was, I mean, expected, but a lot of you guys just ghosted, removed your Twitters. Like, were you guys actually afraid of Trump coming after you at all?
I wasn't afraid of it. I think there were people who were. I think there were people who thought there was going to be some kind of retribution, and he was going to use, either the FBI or somebody positions of power to like try to go after them, even though they didn't do anything illegal. I mean, do you think I did anything illegal?
Well, this is what we've had this conversation before, where it's like, in my opinion, I do truly believe that the people that helped hunt down January 6ers potentially aided treason. I do think that. I think that the government um, before Trump during the election committed treason, and the cops that made us go, the cops that didn't allow us and arrested us and sprayed us, I think they aided treason too. I think
Hey,
that
Andy.
anybody that stood behind that and helped that investigation potentially aided treason. I truly do believe it.
Hey, Andy. Can I jump in?
Yeah.
Yeah, Corey. I wouldn't call it treason, but I would say that it's possible there was collusion between the FBI and sedition hunters, such that constituted entrapment. And I think any sedition hunters who were consciously aware that they were part of that scheme would be subject to prosecution. And I'm curious as to how far Cash Patel will go in looking at some of that. To me there's evidence, and I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, I'll be glad to admit it. But to me, there's evidence that there was pre-planning of J6. The FBI denied any involvement. Then the IG's report came out and said, oh, okay, well, there were 26 CHSs, and then kind of clipped that short, even though we all know those CHSs would all have had handlers. They haven't talked about any of that. You got the ghost buses. Maybe that'll turn out to be just some situation that's perfectly explainable, and maybe it won't. But I do think there's people up the ladder with sedition hunters who did something, who may have knowingly done something wrong,
Mm.
and knowingly aided in process abuses, the shock and awe arrests, all of it. And there was some wrongdoing here. And I'm not claiming that all the Jan Sixers are perfectly innocent, white as snow either. But I'm just saying that there was wrongdoing here. Now, you personally, I mean, I don't know. I listen to you, dude, and I swear, sometimes I think you're okay, and sometimes I don't think you're okay. And it's just when you sort of give me that gleeful ha ha ha, you went to prison, gleeful ha ha ha, you're not going to get your law license back, gleeful ha 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 thing, that people think you might be a bad guy. Other times I listen to you talk and I just say this is just a very detail oriented guy who is a true believer, and he's pursuing this thing because what he saw on January 6th made him mad and he wants to do something about it. And I don't know, Corey. Just I'm being perfectly straight with you, dude. As far as I
Yeah.
can tell about you, the jury's still out.
Right. I
That's-
think
that's-
I don't typically get that way, with the gleeful thing. I think when you start going out with like childish things like calling me gay or stuff like that in place of an actual argument when we're having a discussion thread on Twitter, that's when I start poking fun of you because it's absurd. Like when you don't have anything else and you just start doing the childish little games like ad hominem attacks, stuff like that, then yeah, I'm gonna poke fun of you. But like for the most part, I don't really care. Like, I mean,
Dude, hold on now. That first space we did, I was freaking attacked by a pack of hyenas, and you were one of them, and you know it.
attacked.
I mean,
I
I
asked
was
you. I
attacked to
gave
the
you
point that
every.
Is
there were
that recorded?
sedition hunters that were
Wait, was
sitting there
that
saying
MySpace?
that was right after you and I had met on Twitter, and you were like, "Hey, you're a Jan Sixer, come do this space." That was the first space I ever did.
And I gave
Do you
you
got a copy
every
of that space,
opportunity to
Corey?
tell me your side of the story there. What's that?
Do you got a copy of that space? That was my
Yeah,
space.
yeah. I have that one.
Oh, dude, can you send me that? That was my first
Yeah, yeah.
space.
Yeah, I'll send you a link.
Dude, can you like put it in a folder, all the spaces you got on my old shit? Because I lost it when they,
I'll take a look. Yeah.
dude, I want to re-release those on my YouTube.
All right. Yeah, I'll take a look.
Dude, I got when they nuked
I
my
know I have
page.
that one. I just don't know how many of the other ones I have.
Yeah, dude, whatever ones you got, dude, please send because I don't have them. I wish I did.
Yeah, but in that space, David, I gave you every opportunity to tell me the truth in that space, and it did not match up with the video that you told me to go
Corey,
watch.
I'm sorry, dude. You and I just disagree on that. I say I heard two flashbangs. You say I heard what, 11 or 12? At one point, I said I walked in at 2:21. You said no, it was 2:23. I don't know how big a difference that 2 minutes is, but as it turns out, you were right about that. My co-defendant walked in at 2:21. I walked in at
You
2:23.
know what though? This is the thing, Corey.
Other than that, I don't, and I joined the space in good faith. I joined the space because Andy, so this guy named Andy, told me that we were going to talk to sedition hunters and try to reach common ground, and instead it was a double S.
Yeah.
And that was when I started saying, okay, if you want to get down like that, I mean, dude, I was raised in military school. If you want to get down on the personal insults, I can hang with the best of them. And so I just thought, okay, what the heck? I was probably wrong. I probably should have taken the higher road and said, even though I've been insulted like this, I'm not going to respond in kind. So, okay, you're right. I apologize. I should not have responded in kind. I will simply say I was responding in kind and that I entered that space in good faith and I told the truth to the best of my recollection of what I saw and heard that day and what I did and where I went and where I didn't go. And another thing I'll say to you, Corey, is that at the time I entered that space, I knew a lot less about Jan 6 than I do now. It's not like they gave us a Jan 6 primer before we went home that day. Yeah, I went
No,
home and saw
I
stuff on the news and thought, man, I didn't see any of this. I didn't know this happened. I was all the way back in Charleston before I found out Ashley Babbitt had been shot, before I found out Roseanne Boylan had been killed. It was that first week or two after January 6th that I learned anything about what happened that day in terms of anything other than what I directly saw, which wasn't a lot.
Right, and that would make sense to me if it wasn't for you referring specifically to the video that Chadwick filmed that day as your reference for saying what you heard and saw, because you were right around him the whole time. So that's the video I went and watched, and that's the video that I heard 12 flashbangs in, because you said you were right next to your buddy, and they're very audible, and you can even hear reactions from people around you. It's not as
If
if
you
like
if you were Corey, if you were trained in this, you would know that eyewitnesses under in stressful situations, and I'm not saying it was like stressful like I was being tortured, but eyewitnesses in stressful situations hear things differently, selectively see things, hear things,
Yeah.
remember things that didn't happen, and don't remember things that did happen. I don't doubt that the sounds were made. What I said was I didn't hear them, and or I didn't consciously register them. What I said truthfully, in my memory, I remember two flashbangs. I remember the first one because it landed right close to me. I was standing there like nothing was happening. All of a sudden, this flashbang lands, and then a little bit later, another thing landed close. Those are the two I remembered. In terms of little bumps and thumps in the background, I don't know that they pick up to the human ear the same as they pick up on a microphone. I don't know that I didn't hear them and it just didn't register with everything that was going on. I know that I moved to the left and went up the stairs. And going up the stairs, I didn't hear anything. When I was up on the terrace, I don't recall hearing anything. I mean, but maybe I did. Maybe there was a sound and I just didn't hear it or ignored it or selectively ignored it or whatever, subconsciously,
Well,
for lack of a
Corey,
better term.
what do you think he would lie about that for? Like, why?
Yeah. Why? Why would I?
I
What?
think for the same reason he would downplay what he was doing at the top of the steps or when he was on the northwest courtyard
But
talking,
he had
like giving a
already
little.
been arrested
No, hold
for
up,
his
because
sentence.
he's trying to get his law license back. He's trying to recoup his image, but he got to the top of the steps, and with Chadwick, he gives a little recount of like what was going on, and he said, "Oh, we were just joking, right?" Like I
We
don't
were
buy
we
that
were
for an
ju- we
instant.
were just joking around. We were doing a little
Right. I
reporter
think
on the
anybody watching the
scene
video can
video
tell that that's
trying
just
to be funny.
bullshit.
The judge in my case knew that we were kidding around. The prosecutor brought that and presented it at my sentencing, and the prosecutor was like, "Yeah, okay, they could be kidding around." I mean, Chadwick said, "Yeah, we were kidding around." I said, "Yeah, we were kidding around." The FBI thought we were probably kidding around because we talked about breaking past barriers, and they knew dadgum well we didn't break past any barriers. I didn't go through any barriers that day. I'm sure some people did, but I didn't.
Yeah, nobody saw him. Well, I know I didn't see any. I didn't even see any violence. And until I actually didn't see any violence at all because I went into the window before um, the tunnel, like before Lang swinging the bat, Fanone be coming out into the crowd, Boylan dying. All that happened while I was in the room. And
Yeah, but well, Boylan died at 4:30 according to
yep, I
J6
entered the
timelines.
room at 4:15.
According to J6 timelines, and I'm not swearing that J6 timelines. I'm not swearing that timelines is 100% accurate, but it looks to me like it's pretty accurate. It looks to me like they're trying very hard to be accurate. That was the first time I looked around and realized, like, man, I was off Capitol grounds before the really severe fighting in the West Terrace, Center West Terrace began. I went in the Capitol 223. I was out at 252. We went downstairs and got in the truck and drove home.
So can you guys go into the jumbotron? Big Tom, the jumbotron is you see the up above, like where you see me as a host and all our pictures. Pull down with your thumb and you can see a post up top, right up under the headline of the space. Do you see that where you can swipe right and you can see a different post there?
Yeah, where it says it has BU and Mo and Micah.
Yeah. Did you see the last one I just did? It says the dude that went in the window before me with a thong on.
No.
So Corey tells me that this guy's T-shirt, and it's not. He doesn't have boy shorts on with a thong. Like everybody, please take like 10 seconds, click on that video, and tell me this
What am
guy
I
that
looking for?
went
What you gonna say?
right above everybody's name, underneath the title,
Yeah, yeah.
space.
Oh, you swipe and you see it, but what am I looking for?
Here, I'm gonna send it to your direct messages. Go to your DMs. Um, when I showed Corey, he said that It's the guy's shirt. He has a red shirt on, but it looks to me that there's something going right up his crack. And as soon as I saw it, I'm like, this is totally Antifa. This guy's got panties on. You guys see that?
That looks like a
Doesn't that look like a thong?
yeah, but I seen that one before.
What do you think, Dova? Is that a thong?
I mean, come on.
That looks like a thong.
That's a freak. It's a freaking thong. Come on, that's a bright red thong.
Hang on, I can't get it to load. Give me 1 second. I'll be the deciding factor.
Corey said,
I know I'm old, but I still know what a thong
yeah.
I
looks
was
like.
wanting the Lady Layman to talk about the flashbangs.
Okay, yeah. I want Corey to watch it again, real quick. You said it was a T-shirt.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I don't think I definitively said what it was. I said what I didn't think it was, and I didn't think it was a thong. But I'll watch it.
There's no other. To me, it's like pretty obvious. This guy's got panties on.
He sure does.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you don't know what he was doing afterwards.
Anyway,
Maybe he just likes a little breeze down there when he's insurrecting the Capitol. You don't know.
insurrecting the Capitol.
Oh my God, it's a
Andy,
giant.
can I jump in one more time?
Oh, did you just say insurrecting the
See, it's funny.
And Andy, can I jump in one more time?
Just go for it. Yeah,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
Maybe not.
No, you can go. We're all encouraging you to
yeah.
get go.
Go
That's
for it.
why we're being quiet.
Oh, okay. No, I was just going. Yeah, Corey just brought up my law license. My law license is interim suspended, which is the lowest level of suspension. It's been interim suspended since I was arrested in May of 2022. For a couple of years, 2.5 years, I didn't even try to get it back. At this point, I've submitted paperwork. If they want to reinstate it, they can reinstate it. They haven't said no. I think if they were going to say no, they would have by now. The bar here is pretty good. They're good guys. I think they probably are going to reinstate it. I'm not like beating their door down on it, but this idea that, oh my gosh, the great state of South Carolina is so upset that they're going to revoke my license permanently or something like that. That hasn't happened. I don't think it's going to happen now. They can surprise me. Surprises, if you want to be surprised, go to a courthouse. Surprises occur in courthouses. But I would be very surprised, and I don't think they're going to. I think probably going to get it back. In the meantime, my bond business is doing quite well, and I'm content if I simply pursue this bond business, I'll be just fine. So this idea that my career is just in smoking shambles is a bit of I don't know, wishful thinking. I don't know what it is, but it's not. Sorry, everybody.
And Corey,
I'm okay.
Yeah, what's up?
what do you think about that? Him losing his law license, David.
I mean, I think it made sense given that he was a lawyer who knew what he was doing going on the Capitol grounds. He pled guilty, that kind of thing. Like the interim suspension makes total sense. And I've read like what what is South Carolina bar, right? Like what they said about it. It makes sense. Like and if he got it back and that's what they decided, like that would make sense too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you didn't read what the bar said about it. You read what the ODC said about it initially, and then after that was released, the bar sealed the file and it's remained sealed. I don't even know what's in it.
Wait, so you got barred because of J6?
I okay, so I was arrested in South Carolina. In South Carolina, when you're arrested for a misdemeanor, you do not have to report. And so initially, my attorney said you don't
But
have
you
to
didn't
report, and
do any barriers.
now hang on, let me talk. I was arrested for misdemeanors in South Carolina. If a lawyer's arrested in South Carolina, theoretically, a lawyer could be in jail for a misdemeanor and practice from his cell. Okay, you don't
Huh.
even have any. You don't even have any obligation to report a misdemeanor arrest. My federal lawyer said you ain't got to report that. He's a South Carolina lawyer too. He said you don't have to report that. It's a misdemeanor. I said I don't know, man. This thing's pretty serious. I better self-report.